This is the Himalayas, the roof of the world, the giant water tower that keeps over 2 billion people alive. But what happens if all that ice disappears? When the glaciers melt, it's not just about mountains losing their snow. It means deadly floods, crushing droughts, and rising seas swallowing entire cities, threatening billions of lives from India to America, and maybe even you. Today, we're uncovering this unfolding nightmare, from rivers running dry to coastlines sinking beneath the waves. Stick around, because what you're about to learn might change the way you see the world forever. The Himalayas, more broadly known as the Hindu Kush Himalaya, HKH, form the highest mountain range on Earth, stretching more than 1,500 miles, about 2,400 kilometers across China, Bhutan, India, Nepal, Pakistan, Myanmar, and Afghanistan. At its peak stands Mount Everest, rising 29,032 feet, 8,849 meters above sea level. This region is often called the Water Tower of Asia because it holds the largest reserves of ice and snow outside the polar regions. It feeds around 10 major river systems, including the Indus, Ganges, Brahmaputra, Mekong, Yangtze, and Yellow rivers, providing drinking water, irrigation, hydropower, and daily sustenance for an estimated 1.6 to 1.7 billion people. Beyond water, the Himalayas act like a massive climate shield, shaping monsoons and weather patterns across the continent. They're also home to rare wildlife such as the snow leopard and the red panda. Spiritually, the Himalayas hold deep meaning for Hindus and Buddhists, seen as a sacred realm where gods dwell, a place of profound cultural and spiritual importance. But today, this water tower is under threat. Driven by global warming, glaciers in the HKH are melting at an alarming pace. Between 2011 and 2020, they shrank 65% faster than the decade before. Scientists warn that if emissions remain high, the region could lose 70 to 80% of its ice by the year 2100. Even in a best-case scenario, where global warming is limited to about 1.5 to 2 degrees Celsius, losses could still reach 30 to 50%. That scale of collapse would be catastrophic, undermining water security, agriculture, climate stability, and the livelihoods of billions of people across Asia. In the short term, rapid glacier melt in the Himalayas can unleash sudden disasters, especially glacial lake outburst floods, GLOFS. As ice melts, water builds up in fragile lakes held back only by loose rock or thin ice. When those natural dams burst, millions of cubic meters of water can rush down valleys within minutes. A striking example happened in Uttarakhand, India, in 2021, when part of the Nanda Devi Glacier collapsed. The floodwaters tore through a hydroelectric dam, destroyed bridges and roads, killed more than 200 people, and left thousands homeless. And it's not just floods. Retreating ice also destabilizes slopes, triggering more landslides and avalanches, putting mountain communities at constant risk. The images of entire villages and infrastructure swept away in just hours show just how devastating and immediate the impacts of Himalayan ice melt can be. In the long run, the melting of Himalayan glaciers could trigger a chain of crises with global consequences. As glaciers dry up, dry season river flows could drop by 30 to 50%, leaving millions of hectares of farmland without water and threatening food security across South Asia. Countries like Bangladesh could see entire rice harvests wiped out. At the same time, nations such as India, Nepal, and Bhutan, heavily dependent on glacier-fed hydropower, will face extreme swings in energy supply, floods that burst dams during monsoon season, and power shortages when rivers run low in the dry months. Even worse, the decline of transboundary rivers like the Indus, Brahmaputra, and Mekong could spark international disputes, turning the Himalayas into the flashpoint for 21st century water wars. The risks don't stop there. Himalayan meltwater could raise global sea levels by an additional 0.2 meters by 2100, enough to drown megacities like Mumbai and Dhaka, forcing millions from their homes. As ancient ice disappears, it will also release toxic substances trapped for millennia, polluting rivers and threatening the health of hundreds of millions of people. Wildlife will suffer too. Snow leopards, red pandas, and other rare species unique to the Himalayas face extinction, disrupting ecosystems across South Asia. Economically, experts warn India could lose up to 1% of its GDP every year due to glacier loss and climate change, while South Asia may see climate-driven migration of 250 million people, a humanitarian crisis without precedent. And in today's interconnected world, these shocks won't stay confined to Asia. From skyrocketing rice prices to disruptions in global food supply chains, even Americans will feel the impact. Even though the glaciers of the Himalayas are melting at an alarming rate, there is still hope if we act boldly and in time. On a global scale, cutting greenhouse gas emissions is absolutely critical. According to UNFCCC reports, emissions need to be reduced by about 43% from 2019 levels by 2030 if we want to keep global warming under 1.5 degrees Celsius. Switching to renewable energy, wind, solar, and clean hydropower may be the key to stopping an even bigger environmental disaster. On the local level, Nepal offers a powerful example of what action looks like. The project to lower the water level of Imja Lake, part of the community-based flood and glacial lake outburst risk reduction project, CFGORP, has already put in place measures like lake drainage and early warning systems to reduce the risk of GLOFS. Research shows that lowering Imja Lake by just 3 to 20 meters could significantly reduce the danger for downstream communities. And let's not forget the power of individual choices. From eating less meat, biking instead of driving, to saving energy at home, every small step matters. When billions of us make these changes together, the impact is enormous. The Himalayas are not just the roof of Asia, they're part of the heartbeat of our planet. The future of billions of people, and yes, your future too, depends on the actions we take starting today. So share this video, hit like and subscribe, and let's spread hope together. Because every action, no matter how small, from you and me, can help save the Himalayas and the world.